Dawson and Jeff Leake.
Essendon start the second half 1 point in front here at Windy Hill. Simon, Madden and Honeyman. Watson for the Bombers. And McConville in defence for Carlton. Down goes Van der Haar. And as a result, McConville loses it. And umpire Cameron perhaps conned. Salmon. Southby a superb spoil. Baker reads it well. Thompson trying to barge his way through. Southby clears. Not very far. Watson and Austin. Foles. Oh, that's a hospital hand pass to Madden. Montgomery gets it away only as far as Carey, and that gives Perovic the opportunity. Good strong shepherding by McConville. Hunter. Duckworth the spoiler. Robertson. Meldrum. Ignored McClure. Hunter. He's stopped. Does it well. Duckworth is legged. Foles content to let the ball go out of bounds. And Essendon did well to stop a dangerous Carlton forward move.
Hunter a little bit slow there getting rid of the ball. Madden the ruckman now. Or Bahaji, he rode that well, read it beautifully, but hasn't played well so far. Lands the ball to Perovic. No, Perovic took his eyes, didn't want it. English has been a strong player in that Carlton defence. Hawker after him, not after the ball. English again. Southby. This is better. Perovic. The long clearing kick, that's the way to play it, but kicked it to two Essendon players. Foles won't mess this up. Great ball skills. Back to Watson. Watson sidesteps, an umpire calling it on. Oh, almost jiggered out of it. Carey, then on to Watson, who read it well, and smothered on his boot by Buckley was brilliant. Bahar just likewise smothered it from Buckley, and back to Vander. Essendon fiddling around, they'll lose it, and the umpire's quite content to let it go. Bahaja. Now it's Malin. Malin will kick it long. Straight down towards Hunter. Blackwell's there in front of him, and it's Blackwell's ball.
There was some strong tackling there, and as you suggested, Jeff, the umpires let it go. Perhaps that's for the better of the game. Blackwell, right half forward for the Blues, who are down by a point at the start of this third term. He tries to go around Bradbury. He does, but he only kicks it as far as the man there, Carey, coming in, and there'll be a throw in the right forward pocket. And perhaps Blackwell could do that in Western Australia, but not in VFL football.
The thought ran through my mind.
I knew you were a deep thinker, Jeff.
Thick.
McClure. Carey to intercept for Essendon. Foles across the face of goal, but oh, he's so cool. Watson getting into the game. This is Thompson. Thompson over wing to half forward. English, a star for the Blues. Oh, bang, down goes Danaher. Montgomery, the shepherder. Austin, a terrible kick off the side of his boot. Hunter throwing himself at it. Blackwell, but this allows Bradbury away. Draws Malin. Johnston running with the flight of the ball. Baker gets it out towards Wood. Out of bounds. Boundary throw in between wing and half forward. Essendon into attack. No, he's gone for a free kick to Baker. To half forward. Dool to Glasgow. He got rid of it pretty quickly. Bahaji tries to get it back to Wood. Beautiful bit of shepherding there by Elshaw. Wood in towards Van der Haar. Must get a free if he doesn't take the mark. He's good enough to take the mark. What a great game he's played. Vander at centre half forward. There's Salmon leading. He's ignored it. He's gone for the open goal. Southby dropping back. The idea wasn't bad. Short to Montgomery. The Blues could do something out of this because Montgomery's got space. Robertson. Donnell keeping him under pressure. He does it pretty well. Ball will be bounced.
Yes, the ball was out, but umpire Smith had blown the whistle beforehand, and he's made the correct decision here, but it was a good pressure tackling situation there. Honeyman versus Simon Ned. Austin ran into trouble, nowhere to go, but gets a free kick against Watson across the shoulder. He takes it on the wing position. He's looking after Watson, who's played better in this third term. Merritt! Second bite no good. Hunter coming through, having difficulty trying to keep his footing today. The ground seems to be a little bit wet. Foles has kicked to the half-forward line. Dool brilliantly reads it from the back of the pack, then spins around and sends it back from whence it came. McClure and Merritt. And Merritt wins, and the umpire says play on. Melvin the Rover picks up, jabs his boot into it. Oh, Robertson, a lovely catch. Rugby fly.
Robertson, who came on as an interchange player in the second term, replacing Ashman, kicked a fine goal for the Blues in a burst of 3 in 2 minutes midway through the second quarter. A chance to put the Blues back in front. Just to the square, Ralph kicked off the ground, forced through. It's a behind in all that melee. So the scores are level yet again. They have been several times during this match.
Foles, it's Duckworth rather, kick out towards Danaher. Oh, strong grab there for Wood. Wood can mean a lot to this Essendon side. He hasn't had much football, mainly through injury, but his experience is great. Watson, no, it's Thompson rather. They look alike when they go for that ball front on. One's a left footer, which is Thompson. Out to Salmon, knocked away by Southby's good play. Simon Madden and also Glascott, and he's like a fairy as he dances and slipped away from him. Found English Carlton's best defender, one of their best players. Montgomery takes it. He met Carey this time. He had a good tussle there with Terry Danaher before. He's a game player, is Montgomery. Elshaw takes it away. Good second turn from him. On to Bahaja. The long kick. Now it's Southby and Salmon and Southby. Oh, superb. Dool breaks away. Handball to him. Wood again. And the 15-metre penalty against McClure. Maybe it should be. Flattened him seconds after he'd taken that mark. Wood hurt, winded, kicks it to Foles. Gripping in there's Buckley, who's pulled a hamstring or something. Buckley's effort there has put him out of business. He's given the free kick away. Foles will kick it from here. The scores are level on 56.
Buckley's in a lot of trouble. He's gone, as the Carlton runner suggests, Jeff. And Foles, who's played a tremendous game for Essendon, tagging the Carlton skipper, Wayne Johnston, has the kick as Buckley's going to be assisted off the ground by 2 trainers. And Foles kicks his first goal, and the Bombers lead by 6 points.
Well, bad luck for Carlton. Buckley, a very useful player, and can turn a game. I think he's done the hamstring as he went through and had a go at Foles, and he chased the ball down. That means that Carlton has both Buckley and Ashman to take no further part. Well, I don't know. Someone's going to have a look at it. Perhaps there's a chance of him staying on. No?
Giving the Carlton trainers plenty of problems. Jimmy Buckley, tremendous tussle in the centre with Leon Baker. Back to the ball. This play's restarted. Honeybun trying to break away, and there'll be another bounce. And Justin Madden will go back onto the ground for the Blues. And Buckley will go straight to the rooms to be inspected by club doctor John Fraser. Knocked forward by Watson for Essendon. Bahaja runs at it strongly. Still running at it strongly. Does well to get it to Hawker. Hawker finessing to Simon Madden. His kick clears the pack and bounces just offline. Great kick by Simon Madden. So the Bombers lead by 7 points, 63 to 56. 10 minutes gone in the third term.
Southby quick to get that ball out towards McConnell, who led quickly to that forward pocket. Then the long kick down to the centre wing. Oh, Merritt with a lovely catch. Hasn't played, hasn't done too much. He's fumbled his overhead marking to date and has been unsure of his general play. Into the centre half forward position for the Bombers. Flicks out the back. McConnell will charge him for this one. Southby to help him. McConnell has to beat 3 of them. Flicks the ball out. Not a clean one. Salmon and Dool fight it out. Dool threw it out all right. The man running through, but it's Kevin Smith who'll ball it up.
Bahaja limping off for Essendon. And Banfield will come back on. So Bahaja limping off. Banfield back on for the Bombers, but it's knocked forward. And again English, another possession. He's been a star across to Glascott. He's legged, and that's why he'll get the free kick. Brought down round the ankles by Banfield. Glascott at half back on the stand side. Robertson the target. Donnell over the top. Foles, fine player for Essendon. Real hospital kick though. Off the pack by Hawker. Ball held to him? No. Free kick against him. Made no effort to get rid of it. And the Carlton skipper Johnston takes the free kick.
Hasn't had too many. That was an easy way of picking up. It's his 5th kick. Not a very good kick to Malin either. Made an easy one for Bradbury to punch it away. Van der Haar flicked it back to Elshaw. That's good play. Van der starring on the forward. And Salmon this time. Yes, too big, too good. Now, I must tell you something about Salmon at the moment. In general play, he's had 6 kicks. One was on the back line when he had a run in the ruck, but from kicking in front of goal, he's had 5 kicks and scored 5 goals. So, fantastic ability from this youngster. So he's buttering up now for his 6th goal from his 6th shot. And the Bombers will need it. They're only in front by 7 points. Now, Bahaja off the field, but Carlton have Buckley and Ashton, and that one sailed straight through. He's a star. 6 kicks to Salmon. 6 goals from 6 kicks.
49 goals for the season for Paul Salmon, leading the goal-kicking list up in round 9. And McClure is going the length of the ground, and it looks like he's going to full back.
He's having a glass of play better.
As the Madden brothers contest the centre bounce, Justin wins out. Wood gets it to Foles. Really has been a good player. Bradbury the opportunity. Good effort by Montgomery. Oh, good play to Watson, to Hawker. Salmon again. Beautiful kick by Hawker. Danaher got in his road. And Danaher will get the free kick. Now it's going to Salmon.
No, it's going against McClure because they cut across him. There's 3 trying to work him out of the game. That's why McClure's been put back on as an extra man in defence.
So McClure moved on to Salmon after his kick 6 goals on Southby, and Southby goes to centre half forward. Oh, great kick by Salmon. 8 kicks, 7 goals. That's 50 for the season. And the Bombers doing it pretty well now. Slip away the lead by 19 points, 13 minutes into the 3rd term.
Well, he's picked the right day to play his best football against the Blues because it's a traditional tussle. There's not too many other goal kickers besides Salmon. Perhaps Van der Haar, 2 in the 2nd term, and 1 each to Terry Danaher and Foles. But the Blues have about 7 individual goal kickers, with Ralph the only multiple goal kicker with 2. Essendon's Paul Salmon starring for Essendon in front of goal with 2 lovely goals in this 3rd term in 40 minutes of play. And Justin beats his brother Simon at centre bounce. Southby on the half-forward line now. Boots the long ball out to Hunter and Foles. Bad bounce will favour Foles. The boundary line's there. He's a very cool player, very positive what he does. Finds Donnell. Shoots the pass out to the flank there to Baker. Baker on the half-back flank now. Brings the ball in towards the half-forward line to Simon Madden. Poised, mark of a champion. Gets it quickly on, a high tackle on Wood. Umpire let it go. Hawker's been down on his play all season. Bradbury takes it. They're using the ball well with hand passing to players running through. Obviously, Salmon's the target. He missed it. Johnson on the back line now, picking up the crumbs. Boots it back to Montgomery.
Montgomery marks at the point of the square. Bradbury hovering over him. But Essendon's now height advantage and superiority in the air starting to tell. Walsh at centre half back. Marks in front of Southby. He goes to the leading Van der Haar, who'll come over the top. Good spoil by McConville. Perovic staying down. Tidies up. Blackwell waited for it to bounce. Pushes it forward for Meldrum, who ran right into Merritt. Welch comes away with it again. Baker over the top. Geez, quick agility. Can't quite control it. Meldrum in trouble after that collision with Merritt. And there'll be a boundary throw in on the outer wing. They don't beat him much tougher than little Meldrum, though.
He comes from good stock. Here's a throw in with the Maddens. Simon to the rover in front was Baker this time, but he picked it up and again, very straight ahead player, Baker. Hawker kicked it before he got it, but he showed a lot of polish then. Van der Haar swats it away from Dool. Whoops, that's Thompson, caught. Watson, no one there. A floating kick right on the siren. Bad luck, Tim. What did I say? The siren? What did I hear? Carried away.
Where were you last night? You got bells in your ears. The clock says 15 minutes. Don't worry about Jeff.
Short quarters.
McClure to Dill. I think he wishful thinking because the Bombers are in front. Simon Madden now starting to take over in the air. Marks on the outer wing. Check up on where you were last night, Jeffrey Leake. Van der Haar the target. Perovic over the top. That's Banfield. Beautiful hand pass by Banfield. Baker. Salmon from behind. Dool dropping back. It's 1 against 2. Dool tidies up superbly. Out wide. Robertson and Donnell. Robertson gets in front, but Donnell pushes him over. Donnell goes for goal. Salmon and McClure again. And it's through for a behind.
He's worrying Salmon, McClure. Good move by Carlton.
Wouldn't he worry you? He'd worry me too at that height. Anyway, let's look at the score. 77 to 56. The Blues down by 21 points.
English into the back of Thompson.
Shepherding, he said, Jeff.
Well, got to be right sometime. English now down to the wing position. Donnell flies high. Well, almost near up to a mark. Robertson tries to find Malin, but good defensive play there by Eustace. Donnell eventually gets it and screws it back, but it's all Carlton this time, and Johnson read that one well.
Well, just going to the bench was the Essendon skipper, Terry Danaher. Eustace coming on for him. Walsh, good mark over Southby. And his Stocks have left it a little since a very poor first quarter. Watson the target, finds him. Watson on the grandstand wing. The brothers Madden having a little bit of a wrestle. And Simon nearly loses his shorts. And in fact, he's going to get a free kick. The ball's going back downfield now. As Justin was trying to pull Simon's shorts down, and Justin's not very happy about it. He's having a word with the umpire and saying he was doing it to me. Wonder what Mum in the grandstand thinks about that. A ball burster by Simon Madden. Salmon has 3 to beat, not from behind as Montgomery knocks it over the line.
Good idea, Sparky. A nice little bit of interplay you introduced there. That was terrific. The Madden.
Well, who would you be barracking for today?
A string quartet. Justin's turn this time. Johnson quickly onto his bit. Watson! Amazing what that shot off the mark does to you, doesn't it? Now, he's certainly within kicking distance. We're in front by 21 points at the 18-minute mark in this third term. It's his 13th kick. Watson among the non-scorers at the moment. Just a long kick. It's gone through, and that's one behind Watson's first score. Curly Austin's been doing a pretty good job on Watson as he's forced him to kick quickly, and he hasn't been an effective player.
McClure plays it to himself as Bahagia is loosening up. McClure runs his full measure. Reaches the wing. Oh, Foles been a superb spoiler for the Bombers. He shut Johnston right out of the game in the first half, and now he's on Hunter, and he's kept Hunter right out of business in this third term. Madden and Madden. Won by Madden. Cameron to bounce on the outer wing. 78 to 56. Essendon lead by 22 points. 18 and a half minutes gone. Baker for Essendon. Van der Haar and Perovic. Umpire Smith will bounce it left half forward. Bombers starting to take over their superior height and strength. They were down by 17 points at quarter time, led by 1 at half time. Big knock by Van der Haar. Johnston now playing on the ball. Tip back to Wood and Malin. Boundary throw-in.
Well, they're certainly getting away now. It's been a good quarter for the Dons. They've kicked 3 goals, 4, mind you. The Blues 1 behind in this third term. Van der Haar was in the action then. Ball coming back, Carlton's way. The ball quickly travel from back line to forward line. Hunter's got 2 against him at this stage, but let's see what he can do with these ball skills. Nice pick up, good handball, McConville. Out to Southby now on the half forward line. Walsh with him, forces him into an error, forces him to put the ball out of play.
Walsh lifted his play since the first term when he was kickless and really was playing poorly. Hawker, who's lifted his game in this quarter, to Carey. Carey round that outer wing. Austin standing his ground pretty well. And there'll be a boundary throw in. The Bombers just slightly into attack, leading by 22 points at the 20-minute mark of the third quarter. Justin Madden gets it as far as Wood. A good intercept that by McConville at half-back for the Blues. Conville, who came off the interchange bench in the second term, up to half-forward. Look where Ralph is, the full forward. He's right out almost to the wing. Plenty of Essendon players. Simon Madden gets it away. The interception made by Malin. Wood and Baker put him under pressure as Watson kicks the ball high. Oh, that's a real rainmaker. Chance for the Bombers. Baker to half-forward. Johnston playing now as a loose man in defence. They're not going to get goals on the board that way. Malin knocks it forward, but Wood does well, puts his body across it. Well played, Brian Wood, to smother that, stop the Blues from getting away, and there'll be a bounce close to the boundary line on the outer wing.
78-56, and the Bombers in front, just past the 20-minute mark in this third term. Salmon Madden been a tireless ruckman. Glass got up, ended in mid-air, gets the kick away. Meldon couldn't read that one. Here's Hunter. Oh, having difficulty standing up today. It's about the 10th time he's slipped over. Austin boots the ball down to Justin Madden. He lost sight of it. Merritt gets it. Madden picks it up cleverly, though. No one round him to give it to. Dill coming down from the back line now. The ball swatted out, and Elshaw virtually kicks it through for a behind for Carlton.
That's their second score for the quarter, Jeff, are behind, and they've both been rushed, Carlton, whereas Essendon have added 3 goals, 4. So the Bombers doing it pretty well as it comes out to Merritt in the back pocket. Move to defence because of Walsh's poor form in the first quarter. Merritt doing well in this term. From centre half-back, over the circle. Perovic unopposed, but does it poorly. Thompson thwarted by Johnston. Umpire Smith to bounce.
You're right, you mentioned Pera before. Now, he should have taken that mark, shouldn't he? And there's no one anywhere near the height or the reach of him, but he just went the safety one and hit it away.
Unforced errors, as they say in tennis.
Yeah,
Jeff, and senior players shouldn't make those mistakes.
Have a look at Honeybun now taking the centre bounce. He beats Simon Madden too. He's done that several times today. That's Robertson, been a game player for the Blues. Not many games at senior level for young Shane Robertson, but he's certainly got what it takes. Picks up the free kick. He's a left footer, directs it pretty well. Southby. Oh, good catch there from Donnell. Gee, he's an exciting player when he takes those spectacular overhead marks. It's his 8th kick. Pretty good one down to the half-forward line. Van der Haar. Never in doubt. How many marks has he taken, Paul? It's his 7th mark. He's booted 2. It's his 12th kick, and it's an enormous kick from Vander, but it's not straight. Another behind.
Playing a little bit more consistently in recent weeks, Paul Van der Haar, and he is a top player when in form. So the Bombers 22 points in front again, 11-13-79 to 8-9-57, and they've held Carlton to just 2 points in this quarter. 23.5 minutes gone. Almost capacity house here at Windy Hill as McClure comes to the grandstand side. Perovic is the target, but he's thwarted by Baker. And that's Leon Baker. Perovic. It looks like Baker's coming to the interchange bench. He's limping a little. And Terry Danaher goes back on. Honeybun. Robertson, by gee, he's got some courage, that fellow.
He has.
Hasn't he ever?
He certainly has. He's a Ken Hunter lookalike that with slightly lighter hair. Hunter, left footer as well, and Honeybun. What a good leap. But Vander's likewise has a good leap. Montgomery, well, what can you do? Like piranhas all over him then, as they tackled him. Now, Terry Danaher just slipped in the front position of young Honeybun. And Bruce Still, with the best judgment at all, punches it back out of play. Good on the top, Vander. He's been, I think he's the reason they got back in the game in that second quarter when they switched him to centre half forward. Honeybun and Danaher miss it. Danaher gets the ball, shoots at the wood. He's been a good player. His experience is well used. Van der Haar's kick, the full forward. McConville playing in front of the pack. Shows a lot of championship football in him then. That Perovic's having a rotten day. Bad kick. Simon Madden. Good play, lovely handball. Watson now finds Elshaw on the half-forward line. Elshaw with a long shot. It looks good. Great play. One of the best passages the Dons have put together, and they've really struggled to produce football like that throughout the match. Elshaw's 17th kick resulted in their 5th goal for the quarter, and they now lead 85 to 57.
Big Simon Madden showing plenty of experience and agility. Knocked that onto Watson, who gave it to Elshaw. So the Bombers doing it well. Madden gets it away to Watson. Montgomery. Banfield trying to break clear, gets tackled a bit high. Banfield takes the free kick. Danaher out to Bradbury. He'll spin back onto that left boot. Not before he's claimed by English. Danaher pushing it forward. McConville puts his body in. Umpire Cameron will bounce at right half forward for the Bombers. Going to the stand end in this third term. They've taken control to lead 85 to 57. That's a 28-point lead playing time on in the third quarter.
The Blues have only managed 2 behinds in this term. The Dons 4 goals 5. It's Montgomery. McConville. Oh, Madden, nice effort there. Well, he got the kick away to Eustace. Eustace swerves and has a quick look, and he'll have to do it himself now. He does. Drives it through. Ken Eustace, the Bombers finding it a lot easier in this third term. This is the make or break quarter, obviously. I think when you're playing a side like Carlton, they certainly have.
The match followed the pattern of so many between the clubs in the last 3.5 years. Carlton matching it with Essendon for a half, but then buckling in the second half of the match.